Today on The Sunday Stupid, a man struggles to find the UK on a little globe.
But you're stood up right here, in the UK. Whatever that is on here.
Also, I ask Howard George Stirrup, is his sex life getting harder since he popped his cherry 3 weeks ago?
No, it's getting easier.
All that on today's episode of The Sunday Stupid. How do, dearest viewer, and welcome back to my little corner of the YouTubies. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, if you'll permit me, I'm going to plant a little subliminal message into your brains. And please also like, share and comment as you see fit. Thank you so much. Now, at the time that this video goes out, I shall be sunning myself in a town called Blackpool. Now, if you're not familiar with the UK, Blackpool is a seaside town in the northwesterns of England land, which is in the United Britain of Great Kingdom. Now, back to the video, and I feature a man who thinks that north is up, south is down, east is left and right, etc, etc. You know the drill by now. And he gets everything wrong.
Okay, now I don't know whether this audience was here for my presentation last year on the flat earth.
Probably not, because they were still laughing their heads off.
But this presentation for the rest of this evening is going to be mostly about aviation, which shows that we do live on a flat earth. But let's just take a look. This is where you're told from a child. Yeah, every classroom has a globe when you're a child. But if you look at the globe, where is the only place, if we are on a ball, where is the only place that you can stand upright?
Everywhere.
At the North Pole.
Bollocks. I didn't know it was a bloody quiz, did I? Don't blame me.
Yeah, but you're stood up right here, in the UK. Whatever that is on here. Just is there. So you should be stood out like that, but you're not. Yeah? So how can somebody on the North Pole and the South Pole both stand upright? It doesn't make sense, does it?
It makes sense to those of us with more than half a brain cell. Now, allow me to demonstrate. Here we have a globe which is cleverly disguised as a Bolton Wanderers football, which is the true centre of the universe. Now, here comes Mrs. Jones. She sits upon the football or the globe. Now, I am looking at it from the outside, so it does in fact appear that she is either sideways or she is underneath, you know, or anywhere on the globe. It appears that she might be upside down. Look, it appears she's upside down, but that's because I am looking at it from the outside. Now, if I am Mrs. Jones, I look up towards the sky, and no matter where I am on the globe, I am upright. Now, for the final time, north is not up and south is not down. Please let this sink in before you lose that half a brain cell and become a young earth creationist. All right?
When you go on an aeroplane, yeah, I've had lots of aeroplane journeys, mostly to Spain and the Canaries.
Oh, Spain and the Canaries indeed. How frightfully working class.
When you go on a plane, it takes off. 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, it reaches its cruising altitude and the plane stays perfectly level for the remainder of the journey, apart from the last few miles when it comes down to land.
Thank you for explaining how flights work. Allow me to elaborate using this football cleverly disguised as a globe. I'm going to use Mrs. Jones again, and she boards an aeroplane which looks suspiciously like a laser mouse pointer. Now she boards a plane. There we go. She takes off. Look, she's maintaining a level altitude going around a globe. Fancy that.
But if you look on a ball, Apart from on the North Pole, there's no way that a plane can ever fly level. It's either flying up, down, or skew whiff going across. It's not possible.
But I've just shown you how it is possible, you mouth-breathing moron.
I've been on lots of long cruises, not recently because I ain't got so much cash.
Flat Earth does not pay. Right, kids?
But when you go on a cruise, a world cruise, the boat doesn't sail uphill. It doesn't sail downhill. It's not skewed to one side. But on a bull, it would have to be.
No, 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 no. No, down is towards your feet. Up is towards the sky. And for the first time since 1976, I'm speechless.
How does a boat sail around the world without going up and downhill?
Oh, for the love of Christ. No, 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 no. Boats don't go uphill. They sail on water. Now, one of the main flat earth arguments is that water always finds its level. So how in the jolly blinking flip can sailboats go uphill? Answer me that if water finds its level. Now, some boats do go uphill because they are called narrow boats and they go uphill via canal locks. Simples.
Cannot. Who said there's an edge? There may not necessarily be an edge. It might be an infinite plane for all we know. Nobody's been there, but Antarctica is off limits to all humans.
Really? Here's some humans at the Antarctica. And here is another human being attempting to tell a penguin that the Earth is not flat. Getting quite good at this debunking malarkey, aren't I?
It's guarded by the military because there's something there to see. So either it's an edge or it's an infinite plane. Yeah? Why would they stop people from going there? I can go Mount Everest and climb the Eiger Mountain, go to the most dangerous places on the world. Nobody's going to stop me. You go to try and get to Antarctica and there'll be armed boats to stop you going on. You can't go there.
You should read the Antarctic Treaty. It's only about 4 A4 pages, but it tells you that you can go there, you Burke.
So let's look at some of the things that are associated with the flat Earth.
Personal incredulity, scientifically illiterate, no research, no evidence, no proof. Maybe those?
Satellites.
Oh, bugger. Wrong again.
Okay. Just a snapshot of the audience. How many of you think that satellites are real? Most of you. Okay. And how many do you think there are up in the sky?
If space is sky, yeah.
There's supposed to be as many as 40,000 satellites up in the sky.
Wrong. 6,542 as of July 1st, 2021. Just over 3,000 active, just over 3,000 inactive. Ha.
All on different trajectories. There's no air traffic control for satellites.
Well, there is sort of. I mean, they're controlled by little computers that set off thrusters that keep them in orbit. And it also makes sure that my mum doesn't miss an episode of Pet Rescue.
Now, we've had these fibre optic cables and they're still putting up masts for mobile phones all over the world. If satellites were real, these would be obsolete. There would be no need for them.
Cellular phones don't use satellites. Satellite phones use satellites. Learn the bloody difference.
And GPS is not using satellites, it's using ground-based triangulation. The only thing that's changed is they've incorporated computer systems on it.
Global positioning system. Make note of that first word, you feckless halfwit. Now, GPS satellites use hyper accurate atomic clocks, so they can broadcast the time information from the satellite to the GPS receiver. So 4 satellites and your GPS receiver Receives all those signals from all 4 satellites, calculating altitude, latitude, longitude, and time. Simples. Well, it is when I say it like that, but it's a lot more complicated.
The USGS, the US Geological Survey, do you know what map it uses? It uses the flat Earth map.
No, they don't, because there's no such thing as a flat Earth map.
Let's take a look at some logos. Aviation Authority. Their logo is some wings around the flat Earth. Not the ball Earth, the flat Earth. United Nations. There's no Antarctica on it. Why might that be?
Because it isn't a sovereign state, and it's the only continent in the world that doesn't have indigenous human beings living on it.
IMO, I'm sure which one that one is. Oh, sorry, the Maritime Organisation, that's C. The World Meteorological Organisation, they're using the flat Earth map.
No, they are using a 2D representation of a 3D shape. Now, back in the day, if you watched the BBC, why would you? You would see as their logo a spinning globe. And if you have an old iPhone and boot it up, you would also see a spinning globe. I wonder why.
United Nations, we believe. United Nations, we believe the Earth is flat.
You lying shit. The United Nations doesn't believe the Earth is flat at all.
So the logos of air, sea and weather, yeah, they're all using the flat Earth map, as is the USGS. They're not using the conventional map. People say, yeah, but I've been on a plane and I looked out of the window and I saw the curve. Let's take a look, shall we? This is from Concorde, out of the window. So you're looking out the window of Concorde. If the Earth was a ball, yeah, and you're looking out of the window, you're going to be looking down to the horizon. But the horizon is always at eye level. It doesn't matter whether you're on the top of Mount Everest or on the ground, you'll see the horizon at your eye level. If it was a ball, you'd be looking down at the horizon as the Earth curved down. On land, there we are, another aeroplane, flat, another horizon, another horizon. Some of these are at 100,000 feet and it's still flat as a pancake. Tops of buildings, that's off the top of Mount Everest, flat. Mount Everest, flat, 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 flat. Everywhere you look, the Earth is flat. Problem is...
Oh, thanks for showing proof of the globe there, especially in that last image where the sun is setting beyond the horizon. How does that work on a flat Earth?
Ever since you were a child, you've been conditioned to think that you live on a sphere. You never decided from your own research that you live on a sphere, but because you've had it drummed into you all these years, you accept it as a given. It's not even worth, it's a big joke. Flat earthers are some of the dumbest people on Earth.
Yeah, I'll pretty much agree with that one, yeah. Flat earthers are some of the dumbest people on Earth, along with young Earth creationists and anti-vaxxers.
We've even had President Obama. He's getting flat Earth incorporated into his speeches now to try and make flat earthers look stupid.
See, even ex-presidents thinks flat earthers are stupid, and he'd be right, wouldn't he? Right, Barnes? Anyway, we might come back to this dipstick in a later video, but now I want to move on to Howard George Stirrup. He is a conspiracy whackjob, and despite his protestations, he is a flat earther. Now, he is being interviewed by John Smith Globeli, and if you go to John Smith Globeli's YouTube channel page, you'll find there's no videos there. I wonder why. Anyway, Harold, the floor is all yours.
I'm here in Edinburgh with John Smith from the Globe Lie, doing some activism to expose all the bullshit that we've been programmed with since we were 4 or 5 years old.
What, you mean like flat earth and anti-vaccine stuff?
And also some of the more modern stuff that's coming out with health risks, to let people know that we're supposed to help raise awareness between us and not trust these industries and these scientists with agendas. To be fair, like most of us, I heard about it, I shrugged it off, laughed about it for a month or two, and then I ended up sitting down in the mood and watching 200 Proofs and a few other movies, and I was pretty convinced within the first 5 proofs that they were onto something, and the more I looked into it, the more I was certain that we're being lied to.
4 or 5 proofs in, and you're convinced we're being lied to. Now, who's brainwashed?
Then I started doing my own experiments.
Experiments my ass. You've not done a single experiment in your entire life, you lying piece of turd.
Probably a few weeks after that, and then I went public instantly. As most people, I started with a bit of online activism just on Facebook by sharing videos that woke me up with my friends and family, and mostly just got ridiculed.
And do you know why you get ridiculed? Do you know why? Do you want to know why? It's because it's stupid. That's why. The idea of the Earth being flat is stupid. And in all these years of so-called activism and all these flat earthers and globe skeptics coming out with all this crap, not one single person has come out with a piece of evidence that hasn't been debunked. Not one.
So then my next step was offering €1,000 for evidence of half of the supposed curvature, 4 inches per mile squared.
I'm not even going to respond to that.
It's quite easy to get people to realise we're being lied to by recommending they do the experiments for themselves, rather than what a lot of these people are doing by promoting a model of flat earth, or recommending they go and watch secondary information like other people's videos. We're not asking people to believe, we're telling how to do it themselves and to know with personal experience, first-hand observations.
So, kids, don't watch other people's videos. But Howard, I thought you said...
And then I ended up sitting down in the mood and watching 200 Proofs and a few other movies.
A bit hypocritical, if you don't mind me saying, Harold.
Viva Edimburgo! No, it's getting easier. I've seen people opening up, even if they don't realise that they're hearing about it on mainstream media that might be ridiculing us, but the seeds are dropping, and it's been around now for a while, so people are starting to think, well, if there was nothing to it, it would have been done and dusted already, so keep it coming.
But Harold, you're a globe skeptic, you're not a flat earther. I'm done with this prat. Ah, you lucky buggers. That's 2 flat earthers done, dusted and debunked for the price of 1. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And please join me on the next one, which will be a Wacky Wednesday video this coming Wednesday, 8 PM. Ta-ra for a bit.